Hello and welcome to UCentral News at 4:30. I'm Anthony Meldorf.
And I'm Bailey Holland. And Anthony, it's safe to say that summer is officially over.
Yeah, it's definitely beginning to feel like fall outside, but it sounds like things are going to be cooling down. So, Micah, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, guys, that cold front, you can definitely feel it. It has hit this afternoon. You know, I woke up this morning, temperatures were in the 70s. It was 74 degrees. You know, I had a long sleeve shirt on. People were looking at me crazy. You know, they kind of had to dress for two different temperatures. I was taking a look at right now here in Edmond. Right now it is 62 degrees, and it feels like 59 degrees. The winds are blowing out of the southwest at 16 miles per hour. So, you know, it is pretty chilly. You all asked for winter, and it is finally here. As we take a look at right now across the state, you can see really where the front has hit and where it hasn't. In Guyman it is 52 degrees, Woodward 58, and then Oklahoma City again at 62 degrees. And southeastern Oklahoma, they are feeling warm. Idabel is at 83 degrees. They haven't had the cold front hit them yet, but it will hit them soon. And so now I want to take a look at this temperature change graphic that I made. You know, yesterday highs were in the 80s Wednesday, and then as we go into Friday tomorrow, highs will be in the 50s. That's a 20-degree drop in temperature. You know, the average is 73 degrees. Again, you all asked for winter. We've been asking for fall, you know, all newscasts so far, and here we finally got it. All right, so now I want to get a look at your weather headlines. I'll let you know when we can see significant drop in temperatures, when temperatures will be near freezing, and when we can have highs in the 80s. For now, back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Micah. And with the sudden drop in temperatures, students are having to change up the routine as well.
That's right, Bailey. Just this week I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts, and now I'm having to bust out the coat so I can walk to class.
Right.
And I believe UCentral's Jake Harris has the latest on this cold front blowing through the country.
As the school year wears on, classwork picks up. But when the mercury drops, so does the will to go to class. Oklahoma is known for its sweeping winds, and when the temperature drops, the wind makes it feel even colder.
Temperatures are expected to drop over 20 degrees in the next 24 hours as a massive cold front sweeps its way across the state. Students already face challenges finding a close place to park, so those farther parking spots mean a longer walk through that bitter cold to class.
I park even further than that. I don't even park in the parking lot because I don't have a pass. So I'm just going to bundle up, and that's kind of how I do it.
I have to walk really far. I live off of campus, actually, and I love it. I think it's better than it's being hot. You can put on many layers, but you can only take so much off.
Looking at the radar, the light purple is the cold temperature. You can see how the center is over Montana and Idaho, but as time passes, it expands, pushing all that cold air right into Oklahoma. The Oklahoma State Department of Health encourages preparedness for cold temperatures. Carry extra clothing and blankets and high-energy snacks such as trail mix or protein bars in your car in case your car stalls in the cold.
Gloves, a scarf, and a good jacket are what you'll need to keep you warm on that long walk to class. So when you're hustling from building to building trying to stay warm, make sure that you bundle up so that way your GPA doesn't go down. From the University of Central Oklahoma, I'm Jake Harris, UCentral News. I better get to class.
Thanks, Jake. UCO Parking provides a park and pace map outlining the farther parking lots and the time it takes to walk to key buildings on campus.
That's right, and you may save time by parking farther and walking rather than circling around looking for lots that are full. You know?
Absolutely.
And Californians are in the dark. That's the reality for 1.5 million people in Northern California. The state's largest utility cut off electricity to prevent wildfires in the area as 70-mile-an-hour winds sweep through. The move is bringing criticism to the company as schools and businesses are being forced to close. The utility claims the outages to be a matter of public safety, preventing these kind of blazes that have killed people before. They have destroyed thousands of homes and they are driving the utility into bankruptcy. Gusty winds and dry conditions combined with a high fire risk threatens a portion of the electric system. According to the utility's website, the outage could last several days.
And have you gotten your flu shot yet? Because it may seem early, but flu season is already here. Since September, 27 Oklahomans have been hospitalized with the flu. And if you haven't gotten your flu shot yet, there's still time to beat the bug. The UCO Department of Nursing is hosting their annual flu shot clinic tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The clinic will be at the Nye University Center on the 3rd floor in room 320. It's $14.50 if you pay out of pocket, but they do accept proof of insurance for little to no cost. and there is now more than 1,000 cases and 26 deaths connected to vaping. This is according to the latest report from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. 15% of those patients are under the age of 18. And as of this week, there are no new cases in Oklahoma. The CDC still recommends to refrain from e-cigarette use, and the latest findings by the CDC suggest that products containing THC play a role in the outbreak. No single product has a substance been linked to injuries. And though we have been discussing the physical toll students are taking on, it's important to talk about mental health.
It definitely is, and today is actually Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day, and UCentral's Hannah Baker has more on how students on campus can de-stress.
Hey guys, so it is Mental Health Day today, and we're sitting here on the 4th floor of the NI, just taking advantage of some of the resources that UCO has offered students so they can de-stress. We have Abby here with Stress Pause. We have the Center for Counseling and Wellbeing right behind me, and then we're about to take a look at Calming Central. That's located in room 402 in the NI. And just make sure as you go into the weekend, you focus on just maintaining your mental health and just keep on with those classes. And that's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Hannah. And if you're feeling stressed out, UCO's Stress Pause program is still taking place every week in the Nye University Center. The event allows UCO students to spend time with service dogs to help de-stress between classes. The dogs are certified through Human Animal Link of Oklahoma, a nonprofit that provides Oklahomans with animal therapy. The dogs are there to help students every Thursday on the 4th floor of the Nye University Center from 3 to 5 p.m. Stress Pause is not the only resource for students looking to de-stress. The Center for Counseling and Wellbeing and its resources are available to students weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
In celebration for LGBT History Month, the second Edmond Pride celebration is taking place this weekend. Students in Alliance for Equality and other campus partners are hosting the event to educate the campus and the Edmond community about social justice and civil rights issues related to the LGBT community. It is a family-friendly event with vendors, performances, and activities for all ages starting at 10 a.m. Last year's celebration merged with UCO students and the Edmond community into the festival with more than 2,000 people showing up, and attendance is expected to double. And 2 restrooms in the 1st floor of the Mass Communications building will now be established as gender-neutral facilities. The Mass Communication Department Chair Mary Carver decided to make the change.
I had a student who uses a wheelchair approach me last week and said, "You know, Dr. Carver, that's the only bathroom I can use in this building, is the one on the main floor that is designated for a single gender, and sometimes there are people in it. It's a popular bathroom, and so if somebody's in that bathroom, I don't have another option." You know, we want to be able to accommodate everyone who comes through our building, and it's a basic human right to be able to have access to a toilet.
UCentral asked faculty and students in the building about their thoughts on the change, and here's what they had to say about it.
I think it's a great idea, and that we should make all bathrooms gender neutral.
I personally have a friend who is transgender and doesn't feel comfortable in just regular bathrooms, and so they will only go to gender neutral ones, and you don't find them everywhere. And so it's really inclusive.
Sometimes we're really in a rush to go to the restroom, and sometimes it was just having a available restroom, and you can just basically just go in.
It's cool that UCO's kind of catching on the wave, and as long as they're usable, that's all that matters.
And in national news, 2 businessmen tied to President Donald Trump's lawyer and the Ukraine investigation have now been charged with federal campaign finance violations. The charges relate to more than $300,000 in donations to a group supporting Trump's re-election. According to the U.S. attorney, this donation is one of the largest it had received. The 2 associates of Donald Trump's lawyer were trying to flee the country to Germany. There are charges for conspiracy, making false statements to the Federal Election Commission, and falsification of records. While they do not suggest wrongdoing by the president, it is likely to influence the House impeachment inquiry. And the death toll rises in Syria. 24 people have now been killed following the 2nd day of the Turkish assault in northern Syria. Turkish forces took over at least 1 Kurdish village along the border with airstrikes and artillery. According to the UN Refugee Agency, tens of thousands of people are trying to escape. This situation is very familiar for many who a few years ago were fleeing from the militants of the Islamic State. The invasion comes 3 days after President Donald Trump decided to pull back American troops from the area.
Happening now, an Edmond attorney is under suspension by the Oklahoma Supreme Court after a hearing that said he made sexual advances to women. UCentral's Michael Wilson was at the scene earlier, and here's what he found out.
I found out that this all unfolded after the Oklahoma Bar Association made a complaint of Richard E. Stout of Stout & Stout after he admitted to sexual misconduct with a client. Locked doors and unanswered phone calls.
You have reached the law office of Richard Stout and Cynthia Stout.
Is now what you will see and hear if you try to contact Stout & Stout. Court documents show that Stout is responsible for 3 counts of sexual misconduct. In early 2017, Stout made unwanted sexual advances to a client he was representing, asking the client to send him sexually suggestive photos and to keep their messages private. Prior to that, in 2016, Stout sent inappropriate messages to a client, later asking them to delete the messages. Also in 2016, Stout and a client who was, quote, in a desperate situation, had sex because she was not able to pay the $75,000 in legal fees. And as for Stout, he is expected to pay all of the costs and is suspended for practicing law for 3 months. Reporting near 2nd and Bryant, Michael Wilson, UCentral News.
Thanks, Micah. UCentral did reach out to the General Counsel Office of the Oklahoma Bar Association. They said that they could not comment until an official opinion is issued by the court.
And Bailey, when we come back, we're actually going to get our full forecast with Micah.
So stick with us.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look! Welcome back, Broncos. You know, as we look at temperatures right now, it is 61 degrees. It does feel like fall. You know, it looks amazing outside, but it doesn't feel like that. You know, I was outside just a few minutes ago, and I was cold. I had a jacket on, you know. It feels like 59 degrees. As we go into tonight is really going to get cold. It will be 39 degrees in Edmond, and we will have the wind blowing from the north at 21 miles per hour. So when you factor in that cold and that strong wind, you know you're gonna need a huge blanket tonight and a winter coat. If you have night classes, you wanna step out to a party or something, bring a coat because it will feel pretty cold. And then as we go into temperatures for across the state, Guyman, they're at 25 degrees. That's below freezing over there. You know, they do have a chance of some snow, and some light snow coming down there because it is so cold over there. Woodward right at 32 degrees, you know, freezing mark. Oklahoma City at 39. And then as we take a look at Tulsa, 40, and then Idabel, 47. You know, I said earlier that southwestern Oklahoma hasn't had the cold front yet. They're getting it tonight, so they will have the same kind of chilly temperatures that we have. And as we take a look at your day planner for tomorrow, If you have early morning classes, you have to go to work, drive to campus, you do want to bring kind of heavy coat with you, heavy jacket. It'll be 39 degrees. It will feel like 30 degrees. Do not let the sun fool you. Just because there's not a cloud in the sky and the sun is shining, it is cold. 30 degrees. Winds will be blowing out of the north-northwest at 18 miles per hour. As you go into your lunchtime, it will be 49 degrees. We'll feel like 42, you know, with the wind. And then 4:30, around time that you're about to head home from work, you know, maybe classes, and around newscast time will be 55 degrees. So that will be our high for tomorrow here in Edmond. Tomorrow across the state, we see Guyman 57, we see Lawton 60 degrees, again Oklahoma City 56, and then as we take a look at Miami 51, Idabel 57. So all across the state we're in the 50s, 60s. It's gonna feel like fall. We've been asking for it and here it is. And then again at your 36-hour temperature difference from Wednesday to Friday, you know, Guyman, they experienced the temperature drop yesterday as the cold front came through. 35-degree temperature difference, Oklahoma City 25. And then coming up in a bit, I will give you your full 7-day forecast and let you know when we will see temperatures in the 80s. For now, back to you all.
Thanks, Micah. Looking forward to that full forecast.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we'll see what's trending in social media with Brooke. Stay tuned.
A new and innovative graduate degree is now here at the University of Central Oklahoma. I'm one of the first to explore it. It's called the Professional Science Masters, or PSM. The computational program helps math, science, and engineering students find their edge. Combine graduate courses in a STEM field with MBA classes. Gain skills that are cutting edge and relevant. The program is flexible and convenient with locations downtown Oklahoma City and Edmond. Connect to Central. Advance your career with the Professional Science Masters.
Ride on a wave or climb above trees. See something new in the land of no boundaries. In a state with the most diverse terrain, it's all fun and games. Plan it all at travelok.com. Come see for yourself where you've never gone.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
UCentral Radio.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm Brooke Dykes here for your social media update. Let's take a look and see what's trending and happening on social media. Well, Broncos, if any of you have been on your media outlets today, you will see that today, October 10th, marks Mental Health Day. You can also see the hashtag Mental Health Day trending on Twitter as people around the world shared their thoughts and weaknesses when it comes to mental health. Another hashtag along the world today with mental health trending is It's Okay to Not Be Okay. People around the world just said that it's okay not to be okay. This day is to remind people that their mental health is just as important as their physical health. Well, if you love football and donuts, you will want to listen real close to this next one. Hertz Donuts in Oklahoma City have released what's known as the Down Nut. This is a donut in which, well, you guessed it, the horns are pointing down. Hertz Donuts made this donut to add a little Sooner spirit to the OU Texas Red River Showdown happening this weekend. So if any of you are Sooners and want a special edition donut, you better grab your dozen before they're gone. This weekend, Breaking Bad is going to be released on Netflix, and it is going to be called El Camino. El Camino is the movie which is similar to Breaking Bad. Answers will be given from the series finale of Breaking Bad after 6 long years. It looks like you will have to watch El Camino to find out. Sesame Street is teaching kids about the effects of addiction. Sesame Street has introduced a new character named Carly. Carly is a green and yellow-haired Muppet whose mother is dealing with a drug addiction, which leaves Carly to be put in foster care. The series, along with the Sesame Street Workshop, is trying to enforce and teach the toll that addiction can take towards the family. When the children's show returns for the 50th season, Carly will explain that her mom was away for a while because she had a grown-up problem. Well, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss out on anything UCentral News. Give us a follow on Twitter at UCentralMedia and like us on Facebook.com/UCentral. Hope you guys have a great day, Broncos, and now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke, for that social media update.
And when we come back, we'll see what's trending in sports with Bryce.
That's right, so stay with us.
I stared into the camera.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Good afternoon, Bronco fans. Welcome back to UCentral Sports. I'm your host, Bryce McKinnis. And this weekend, we have plenty of UCO athletics to cheer on. But before we get there, of course, we have to talk about Susana Olivares. It's getting pretty routine for us to talk about Susana, but when you're that good, you get to be the subject of discussion on a regular basis. The freshman standout from Guadalajara, Mexico, was honored again as the MIAA Golfer of the Week for the second week in a row. She earned the honor this time around by claiming the individual championship at the Midwest Classic this week. Shooting rounds of 72 and 69 at the Midwest Classic, Susana Olivares has established an outstanding start to her college career with 2 individual wins and another pair of top 10 finishes. UCO will cap off its 5-tournament fall schedule next Monday and Tuesday at the Arkansas Tech Classic. And in case you missed it, both UCO basketball teams went to Kansas City on Wednesday for MIAA Media Days. Representatives from each team, including head coaches Guy Hardiker and Bob Hoffman, answered questions, and both teams received their preseason bids for the rankings. The women's team landed in 7th in both the media and coaches poll, while the men will enter the season ranked 13th in the coaches poll and 14th in the media poll. The women's team comes off a 19-12 season where they finished 500 in conference play, and the men's team had a down year in 2018, going 11-17 on the season and winning 4 conference games. The Broncos will look to rebuild behind the hiring of head coach Bob Hoffman. Deshaun Bell, Colt Savage, Cooper Clark, and Alex Ogunzie each returned for the 2019-2020 season after contributing last year. And passions continue to rise as the international conflict between the NBA and the United States, and China has continued to have an impact on the league and its players. Rumors have spread of the NBA canceling its preseason lineup in China, but nothing has happened yet. Earlier today, however, CNN reporter Christina McFarland asked the Houston Rockets' James Harden and Russell Westbrook their opinion on the issue in a post-game press conference after their match against the Toronto Raptors in Tokyo, and actually had her microphone taken away by a media relations person. That media relations person has since been identified as a Houston Rockets media officer. The conflict comes after the Rockets GM Daryl Morey tweeted about his support for pro-democracy demonstrators in Hong Kong earlier this week, to which the NBA's official Chinese partners responded by suspending China's ties with the league. There's no comment yet from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver in response to the Rockets revoking McFarland's question. Let us know in the comments what you think about the NBA's conflict with China and whether or not you think the Rockets should have allowed McFarland to ask her question. And this weekend in UCO athletics, both women's soccer and volleyball will play on Friday. Soccer will be traveling to Missouri Southern, and volleyball will travel to Northwest Missouri. Both games are set to start at 6 p.m. And then Saturday, our women's cross-country team will be at the Oklahoma Baptist University Invitational in Shawnee, which begins at 10:30 a.m. This weekend, football, women's volleyball, and soccer will all be traveling to Central Missouri to battle the Mules. Football is looking to secure their third win over Central Missouri Saturday at 1:30, and later that evening, women's volleyball will also play, and soccer will battle the Mules at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Thank you for tuning in with us this week, Broncos. Make sure to support all of your UCO athletics this weekend, and make sure to follow UCO Athletics on Twitter to get updates from the games. Bailey and Anthony, back to you.
Thanks, Bryce. Sounds like UCO's got some tough matchups this weekend.
Definitely. So when we come back, we'll get a last look at weather.
That's right, so stick with us.
Whomever you want to be, wherever you want to go, UCO's College of Business can help get you there. Our degree programs and dedicated faculty will help you gain the knowledge and skills you need to connect to the future of business.
Because of UCO's College of Business, I've been able to be successful in business and in leadership. They take that time for situational things to prepare you and give you the tools, essential needs, and skill sets that's going to set you up for success in the future.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted.
Larger than life is what we've made Oklahoma City, with a spirit that says, go for it.
You can have all you ever wanted. You know you could.
Welcome back to UCentral News.
Let's get a last look at weather.
How's it looking, Micah?
Guys, that front has hit and you all felt it, you know. Right now, temperatures is 61 degrees. Tonight, it will be 39 degrees. And then as we go into later in the week, Monday, it will be a high of 81 degrees. And then Wednesday, we go back down to 66. So, you know, tomorrow, it will be looking, you know, pretty nice and sunny, but don't let it fool you because temperatures will be near freezing tomorrow.
Micah, look at these inconsistent temperatures.
I know.
Typical Oklahoma weather, huh?
That's what I was about to say. You're living in Oklahoma. Expect a roller coaster ride with temperatures.
Yeah. 66, 74, 81, 32. You know?
It looks like just random numbers on it. I promise. I did the work. I found out, yes.
We know exactly who to thank, and that's Micah.
That's right.
The bad weather.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for everything you do for us, Micah. It's great. It's wonderful. Well, thanks for tuning in to this edition of UCentral News.
Be sure to add us on Twitter at UCentral Media and on Facebook at UCentral.
And have a great night, Edmond.